Всем здорово. Короче, я посмотрел, как это оказалось чрезвычайно просто. Просто нужно, вот видите, букву R нажать. Так, с патриотом мы потом поболтаем.
Not everything you've heard about the Institute.
То мало ли, что тут будет еще. Может, на меня все обидятся и начнут стрелять в меня.
I hear we're about to get a new food supplement.
Good day.
Now that you've had a chance to see the Institute firsthand, what do you think?
You've got technology here that I never dreamed possible. It's amazing.
I'm glad you can appreciate what we've accomplished. None of it has been easy. Ultimately, all our knowledge and resources are focused on a single goal. The goal is best summarized by our motto: mankind redefined. Unfortunately, no advancement comes without occasional setbacks. As remarkable as our synths are, they can be dangerous without proper supervision. The superior synth mind and body attempting to wrestle with something approaching free will can be a recipe for chaos.
If the synths are intelligent and self-aware, then they have a right to free will.
However closely they may approximate human behavior, they are still our creations. When you see what I have to show you, I think you'll agree that we know what is best for our synths. A rogue synth has taken over the Raider gang at Libertalia. His memories have been erased, and his identity altered. He believes he's a man named Gabriel. Under his leadership, the Raiders have taken many innocent lives. I've dispatched a courser to Libertalia. I'd like you to join him and reclaim that synth.
We'll bring that synth home.
That would be best for everyone. Now you should get moving. Many people are in danger, and a delay could cost lives.
Я тут что подумал-то? У нас была цель, короче, и, как сказать, найти типа сына, а сейчас у нас этой цели как бы нету. Сейчас зачем мы вообще что-то делаем? Какие-то синты у нас теперь. То есть там цель была глобальная, а теперь она какая-то Что-то незначительное стало. То есть глобальной цели сейчас, как я понимаю, нету. Фига себе. Всю фигню собрал. Оборзевшие вообще.
I'm already bored.
Валера, здорово. Вот только-только начал стримить. Пока ты один смотришь, говорят. Тут, короче, за институт играю сейчас. Какого-то синта надо. Синта. Сейчас посмотрим. Короче, Син подчинил себе банду рейдеров. Вот это прикол. Нам его надо найти.
You must be the courser I'm supposed to meet.
Yes, sir. Designation X688. I've already neutralized the perimeter guard. Just give the word, and we can start the assault on the main flotilla.
All right, let's go.
Right behind you, sir.
Серьезно? Ну, я не знаю, когда она закончится. Ну, раз ты говоришь, если знаешь, то ладно. Это хорошие новости.
Not sure where, though.
Че туда поплыву, что? А, вон там мостик есть.
Guess I'll keep hoping.
Блин. Да вы ее. А тут, похоже, каждый вы ее.
We're not alone.
А ну-ка быстро все стреляют по мне. Че, никто не хочет?
Good. I was starting to get thought I heard. Oh, no, you don't.
What the fuck? Блин, нифига там, парень. Сейчас я прочитаю, что ты там написал, когда всех убил.
There we go.
Минитменов, говоришь? Ну, минитмены мне, в принципе, вообще не нравятся. Поэтому можно их и завалить. Только я не совсем понял вопрос. Ну да ладно. Они меня вообще как бы, в принципе, раздражают, эти минитмены. Вот подземка, ништяк тема. Эти братства стали тоже какие-то дауны все тоже раздражают. Институт вроде найс тема тоже. Я отключил же эти шляпы. Какой парень. Моя утонуть.
Wait. Did you hear something? You're dead. Threat eliminated.
Так, вон
There's someone
мостик.
else here.
Мостик вообще шикарный. Да блин.
Lost him.
Окей. Но если я уже скоро пройду игру, то можно уже ничего и не собирать так-то. Мне хватит того, что есть. Так, тут что, я поплыву, походу, да? По канатам, наверное, можно было пройти. Но мы поплывем.
Gotta reload sometime, asshole!
Давай. Давай, давай, давай. Чё у меня нож не бьет? Вот вы офигевшие. Все равно привычка, короче, остается. Все собирать. Главное все собрать. Так, где-то тут задание у нас. Блин, я заблудился. Выше. Сейф.
Sweet.
Окей, а где подъем? А, вот он. Привет, Альбина, привет. Столько всякого хлама.
Hold up a moment, sir. There's something important I need to tell you.
I'm listening.
I'm going to give you B592's reset code. If he hears the code phrase, it'll reset his cognitive processes and make him docile. You'll need to say B592 initialize factory reset, followed by the authorization code Gamma 71 Epsilon. Once he's shut down, I can transport him safely back to the Institute.
What do you mean by reset his cognitive processes?
Put more simply, the recall code will render him unconscious even while he's still standing. That's all, sir. Ready when you are.
Злой клоун, привет. Так, а где ловушка?
Bingo. Got it.
Well Judging by your gear, I'm gonna guess you two are agents of the Institute. Just like me. So, made it to the top. Is the Institute so desperate for resources that it's stealing plunder from honest, hard-working Commonwealth gangs?
How much plunder have you got?
Ah, so you are here for loot then.
What are you doing, boss? We can take these guys. Keep your mouth shut.
I know what I'm doing. We got a modest little stash. I'll tell you what. I'll give it to you freely if you walk away afterwards. What do you say? Do I have your word?
You have my word? Give me what you got, and we'll leave.
The password to get into the stash is Mad Orca. Help yourself, my fellow pirate. We can always get more.
I'm sorry, sir, but I have my orders.
B592, initialize factory reset. Authorization Gamma 71 Epsilon.
Boss? Are you okay? Gabriel, can you hear me? Shit, they did something to him. Take them out.
Please don't run. Nice work, sir. I'll take the synth back. This is X688, ready to relay with reclaimed synth B592.
А чё, без меня улетел, что ли? Вот это прикол.
Gotta find the terminal.
Ну ладно. Вернемся в здание института, поговорим. Видимо, тут еще задания будут как такие легкие, типа не сюжетные, наверное. Хотя фиг знает, может сюжетные. У института. Ну, то есть подобные задания, как у подземки, ну, у других фракций, в общем.
I wouldn't be here, not for your son.
Блин, он выше.
I'm glad to see you return safely. I know the task was difficult, but I needed you to see firsthand how dangerous a rogue synth can be.
Gabriel and his gang were sick bastards, hanging their victims up like trophies. I'm just glad it's over.
While we can do nothing for Gabriel's victims, we can at least take comfort in the knowledge that the threat has been removed. But enough about that. The task is done, and you've returned our synth safely to us. I couldn't have hoped for a better outcome. Well done. While you were away, I had quarters prepared for you. You'll find all the basic necessities, as well as a generous stock of arms and equipment. Go and have a look. I think you'll be quite pleased.
Супер задание. Посетить свою комнату. Кому это надо вообще?
Father has done remarkable things. I would not exist were it not for him.
Где-то вот здесь вот.
I must be the luckiest synth in the Institute.
Sir, we've had another situation. Code red.
What? This is the third time in 2 weeks. This is unacceptable. How could this happen?
We think there was a system glitch. We're looking into it.
Your quarters are just inside, sir.
I'll figure out what happened. In the meantime,
Your new quarters
tell the
are
others
here,
to be
sir.
on high alert. I want more patrols and more rounds.
Right away, sir.
If you see anything even
When you're
remotely
finished
suspicious,
here, sir,
report it immediately.
Father wants to see you.
Absolutely cannot happen again. Got it?
Yes, sir. Understood.
Так, комната у меня есть. Только зачем она мне надо? Ну, типа, поспать? Окей.
So you're father's father, but he's older than you. That's weird.
Ah. Hello, Father. Tell me, what would you do when someone has stolen from you?
Лол. У меня столько всякого хлама, так что мне по барабану. Все у меня украдут.
I teach the guy a lesson. Make sure he never does it again.
Using physical force is never my first choice, but there are times when it becomes necessary. The group that calls themselves the Railroad have acquired several synths from the Institute. Synths that had gone missing in recent months. They no doubt mean to free these synths, in their delusion that synths are somehow sentient beings. You've been in contact with the Railroad, so you're aware of their misguided beliefs.
They mean well. They're only doing what they think is right.
You dealt with Libertalia. That's the result of their selfish, short-sighted plan. Usually they are a minor nuisance, but lately they have become more emboldened. I'm afraid we've reached the point where a response is necessary. We have learned the current location of these synths, and need to reacquire them before the Railroad can hide them.
Where are the synths located?
A small settlement at the old Bunker Hill Monument. But it's important that we act on this soon, before the Railroad has any indication we've tracked them. We also don't want the Brotherhood of Steel getting wind of the presence of the synths. That would only complicate matters.
I'll act quickly. You can count on me.
You'll have a contact waiting for you just outside Bunker Hill. Good luck.
Не будем никого информировать. Передал бы своих бойцов. Да мне как-то вообще... Я барабан клал на всех бойцов, короче. Я сейчас игру пройду, и мне пофиг, какая концовка будет, и вообще. Как бы это... Я не говорю, меня просто раздражают эти минитмены. Такие дела. Ну, по идее, как ты говоришь, если бы это настоящий генерал, типа там Кэша, он бы не отдал своих бойцов. Это же игра, мы же не по-настоящему играем-то, собственно. Вот так, для развлечения.
I've been waiting for you.
So, what's our situation?
I assume you've been briefed? Our targets are inside. 4 synths under railroad protection. Majority of the settlement is uninvolved and are expected to run for cover. The situation appears to have escalated. A covert approach is likely impossible. We move in, secure the synths, and I relay out with them back to the Institute. Clear?
Yeah, we've got this.
Remember, the synths are the primary objective. Harm must be avoided at all costs. Here are the recall codes. Follow me. SRB intelligence reports in. The mission's parameters just changed. I'm going shooting. Requesting backup relay now.
Тут все свои, короче. Вот это прикол. Кто кого убьет? Сейчас друг другом сражаются, а меня никто не трогает, потому что я свой. Ну, это как его. Они меня раздражают тем, что они, как это, поведение у них такое, типа... Ну вот братство стали, допустим, раздражают за то, что они тупые, как дерево. А минитмены, они раздражают то, что они как-то, я не знаю даже, как описать, но... Ну типа... Стиль речи раздражает. Типа захватить там территорию. Такие задания нубские, короче, ни о чёмные. Вот это бесит, короче. Расстреляйте уже друг друга нафиг. Battle for Arrakis. Ну вот у подземки поинтереснее задания там, как бы такие не прямые, можно сказать. Жара полная.
No sudden moves.
Please, no.
I've been looking for you.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me go.
Так, походу они это не будут реагировать, пока перестрелка не кончится.
I've been looking for you.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me go.
можешь, да? Мне как бы это... Я не против. Блин, ну чё, мне надо всех перебить, что ли? Или чё там? Чё у них происходит? Убейте уже друг друга. Ну-ка, подвинься.
Yes.
Чё, все, закончили стрельбу?
Yeah?
Yeah?
Да вы гоните, что ли? Они прикалываются. Тебе что, заняться нечем?
No. Oh no.
Походу мне надо подземку все перебить. Пошли давай. Блин, это жесть. Ладно, пойду я всех расстреляю, короче. Че, все довольны?
No sudden moves.
Please, no.
Y915, initiate reset. Authorization code Beta 77 Tempest.
Okay.
All right, Synth.
Please.
Z322, initiate reset. Authorization code Gamma 49 Typhoon. You there, Synth.
Come on, please. Just don't.
B257, initiate. I've been looking for you.
No, I've got money. It's yours if you let me go.
F633, initiate.
That's all of them. Objective complete. Return to the town. Make sure all hostiles have been eliminated. I will relay the synths back to the Institute. Report to Father upon your return, and good work.
Можно было прибежать, телепортировать их и все. Че там перестрелку вести? А, я же в здании, че я гоню-то? Да, они то подписываются, то отписываются, как-то это... Я не замечаю даже, кто там, что там. Как бы вам надо, вы смотрите, не надо, не смотрите. А я играю просто то, что мне нравится. Я вот не понял дело. Да, просто ты должен ему посмотреть в лицо, не отворачиваться. Я не помню, о чем речь шла. О Минитменах, что ли? Я говорил, что задания у них неинтересные, а не то, что с ними говорить нельзя. Там типа сходил, короче, этот, взял, как это, захватил точку, построил антенну, и пришли новые люди. Вот и все. Все задание. Потом новую точку, потом защитить точки. Мне как бы это вообще не интересно. Точки захватывают. Это так же, как пошел, убил кого-то, или там вот в ядерном мире. Надо одеть ошейник на него, короче. Пошел, одел ошейник. Там снова новое задание. Надо одеть ошейник на второго. Окей, одел на второго. Потом приходишь, надо одеть ошейник на третьего. Да, короче, это такое дно. Ну, видимо, я не понял, ладно. Так, он что, не здесь? Окей. Я понял, что ты не про Минитменов говорил. Только я не понял, про что ты говорил.
Someone there? Time to die!
Так, а где тут лесенка? Я помню, тут была вот лесенка. Вот. А тут тупик. Блин, что за ботва? Ну и... А, вот здесь, наверное. Окей. А чё там синты отключать? То есть... Ну я их отключил. То есть они бегали, их вроде нельзя было отключать. Хотя, я не знаю, может можно было. Я же первый туда прибежал. Да ладно, это прошло, как это, прошлое дело уже.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
So why come out here?
To put things in perspective, I suppose. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me. Both of us, really.
Kellogg called me the backup.
Did he? Well, he was correct. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault. I'll admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find me. To infiltrate the Institute itself. Extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out.
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
Well, here I am. Was it worth it?
I believe so. There are greater things to come after your success at Bunker Hill. The synths have been safely returned and will be repurposed. Thank you for your work. I hope you weren't at too much risk.
It was a job that needed doing.
Yes, but it was also a job that you needed to be aware of. The railroad remains an annoyance, of course, but they'll be dealt with as necessary. And you, well, you've passed the test, as they say. You have done well. Please, take this as a token of my appreciation, our appreciation, really. It's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like you to join me inside. The Directorate is meeting, and you should be there. I'll be waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Интересный диалог.
Sean.
Let's get this Directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's... well, it's important.
Чё? Ага, теперь все понятно. Давай быстрее уже.
Let's get this Directorate meeting over with before we speak further. It's... well, it's important. Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require our attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware. Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ao has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
I have no idea what that is.
I'll admit I'm relieved. It's intended to be something of a classified project, which I'm sure means everyone already knows about it. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply the activation of a nuclear reactor that can provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just our survival, but our prosperity.
Can you tell me more about this reactor?
Certainly. It was originally built for the Commonwealth Institute of Technology before the war, but was only for testing. Over the years, we've advanced the technology, made a great many improvements, and are finally nearly ready to activate it. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to Phase 3, and to how you will help.
Sir?
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling himself.
Yes, but...
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't be serious.
Everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
You're dying?
I'm afraid so. A very aggressive form of cancer. Believe me when I say we've done everything we can. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute is at stake. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy.
You can't be serious!
Really?
Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable in that regard. This will conclude this meeting. Thank you.
X688 sounded very impressed with your work at Libertalia. He doesn't give praise lightly. Well done.
Антон, привет. Я, короче, в диалоге заметил, что я оказался на том стуле, а потом меня обратно сюда переместили. Это как вообще? Это нормально?
Perhaps someday our synths can reclaim the Commonwealth.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once.
I had no idea.
I know this is... well, it's a lot to take in at once. I'm sorry, Father. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I can do the job.
Of course you can. That's why I made the decision. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead, for all of us. But for you especially. I know that you'll do the right thing.
Father has done remarkable things. I would not exist.
А тут нельзя строить никакую базу, короче. Не знаю, о чем речь вообще.
Allie.
Busy day for you, isn't it? Well, it's about to get busier. You're going to lead this operation, I'm told.
I need some details here. I have no idea what I'm getting into.
Of course, that's why we're talking. Otherwise, you'd be up top already. Recent events have upset our timetable. Getting the reactor online has become our #1 priority. It needs to be running, well, yesterday. We're going to have to cut some corners. I'm not thrilled, but it means we'll need to rely on some pre-war tech. You're going to the mass fusion building to acquire a beryllium agitator for us.
What's a beryllium agitator?
The details would be lost on you. No offense. The point is, it'll allow us to boost the reactor's power and get it running sooner than planned. You just keep me safe. I'll worry about the agitator.
Is that really necessary? I'm sure I can handle this by myself.
Yes, it really is. Not only is this tech sensitive, it's old. Look, I'll take care of it. You just make sure I come back in one piece.
Sounds good. I'd appreciate the
Ладно,
company.
ладно,
Not as much
возьмем
as
ее
I'd
с
appreciate
собой.
coming back in one piece. I don't like going above ground unless there's no other option. But here we are, with our options dwindling quickly. Not to put more pressure on you, but we have to move quickly on this. Word is that the Brotherhood is nosing around the area. We don't want them getting the agitator before we do. Head on up to the relay, and I'll meet you there.
I must be the luckiest synth in the Institute.
Hold it right
Так,
there.
а чё тут-то еще осталось?
Routine security check. See anything suspicious lately?
Suspicious? What do you mean by suspicious?
I mean, like dodging my...
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace. Glad it's back where it belongs.
А, это типа выход. Окей, я понял. Не, нифига не понял. Поехали, узнаем. Походу оно внизу осталось. Там что там осталось? Я бы это братство стали вообще все перебил бы.
Brotherhood sure is here. Guess we'll have to go through them.
Окей. И где мы? Как это? По вашим заказам, да? Братство Стали можно бить. Он чё, мертвый еще что-то пытался сказать?
No sign of the agitator. We'll have to search the rest of the building.
Nice.
Going down.
Интересно, как она смотрит? Чё не прыгает? Негодяй.
Going down.
Something's out there. Intruder alert!
Wait, what was that? Over here! Over here!
Нормально. I like it.
There's the reactor. Not a bad piece of work for its time. Guess they weren't so good at mitigating radiation back in those days. Levels are almost off the charts. I'll monitor things from here.
Okay.
Now cycling airlock. Please wait. Initiating decontamination sequence. Decontamination complete. You may proceed.
О, нафиг.
Security alert in the reactor chamber. Emergency lockdown initiated. Please wait. Decontamination complete.
что тут у нас дальше?
Unidentified intruder detected. Beginning search.
Lockdown ended.
Все, можно валить отсюда.
These guys just don't know when they're beaten, do they? I'll help the synths buy some time. Make sure you get back to the Institute with the agitator.
Soldier, stay with me! Damn it! Morale!
I'm gonna let you
Take them all!
Area sweep, now!
An enemy may be utilizing stealth. How interesting.
Куда они стреляют?
More damage. No life signs detected.
Окей. Я думал, он просто стреляет в эту, как в пол. Прикольно было бы, если бы он реально стрелял в пол. Очень долго.
It's my responsibility to make sure this place runs smoothly.
Dr. Fillmore.
I think that was enough excitement for, well, ever. Thank you, really. Couldn't have managed it without you. I'll make sure the agitator gets where it needs to go. I understand Father is anxious to get you involved in something else. You'd better not keep him waiting.
Я думал, она тут решетку мне откроет.
Being the director of the Institute is a serious commitment. I hope you understand.
Это типа в том отеле, как это, задание какое-то еще осталось, что ли? Так понимаю. И я его не выполнил. Ну да ладно.
Have you seen J522 around? He didn't show up at the
Are there many more of these questions?
Interesting. Any additional pain?
Not that I've noticed. I feel quite well.
I see. How's your energy level? Feeling any fatigue?
No more than I'd expect from a man of my age.
Okay. You're sticking to the regimen we agreed upon?
Yes, Doctor. I'm taking all my little pills.
I see. And you've been getting extra rest?
Are there many more of these questions?
I see. Any additional pain or tenderness?
Not that I've noticed, no. I feel quite well.
I see. How's your energy level? Feeling any fatigue?
No more than I'd expect from a man of my age.
I see. You're sticking to the regimen we agreed upon?
Yes, Doctor. I'm taking all my...
Да повторяется.
And you've been getting
You wanted to
extra
see me?
rest?
I understand mass fusion was a success, despite interference from the Brotherhood of Steel.
We handled them just fine.
That's what Dr. Fillmore reported. I'm quite pleased at the results. Would have been a terrible setback to lose that technology to those savages. The Brotherhood's intervention must be placed in a larger context, however, given their penchant for hoarding technology. Future conflict with them is guaranteed. We are, after all, keepers of the most advanced technology in the Commonwealth, if not beyond. It also cannot go unnoticed that there were concerns within the Institute about your allegiances. I, of course, never doubted your commitment to our cause. But by directly confronting the Brotherhood, I think you've put some others at ease. I'm proud of you, regardless. The Brotherhood is an issue for the future, and we must focus on the present. And look at me, rambling on like the old man I am. I'm wasting time. You're needed elsewhere at once.
Do you need more parts for the reactor? I could have gotten them while I was out.
No, this is a different matter. Hopefully one that does not put anyone at risk. This situation, I'm afraid, is something of your creation, however unintentional.
What do you mean by that? What's happened?
Well, while you were assisting Dr. Fillmore, a second team was sent out to invite someone from the Commonwealth to join the Institute. Apparently, there was some miscommunication, and this individual called for help, which arrived in the form of your Minutemen. My understanding is that no shots have been fired. I would like it to stay that way. I need you to go there and speak to your Minutemen gathered outside. Insist that they stand down at once. Dr. Thompson is on site, and he will be your primary contact. I know you can resolve this situation, but it is of paramount importance that this special individual be brought to the Institute immediately.
They'll listen to me. I'll figure something out. You can consider this handled.
Believe me, I already do.
Про этот диалог, походу, тогда речь шла. То есть надо всех сейчас будет исключить из этого. То есть как одну фракцию надо выбрать, я так понял.
Yeah?
Need to get back to Diamond City one of these days. Biggest town I ever saw.
Что-то я думал, сюда надо, даже не посмотрел, куда надо. С какого перепуга это мой дом вообще?
Hey, General.
What's going on here?
You're an unexpected surprise. We could use the backup. These Institute bastards aren't getting away. They'll have to go through us to get out of there. We don't know quite what we're up against, but it's good you're here to help. How did you hear about this?
Can you bring me up to speed on the situation?
Commonwealth citizen lives in that there observatory. Institute thugs showed up to haul him off, only he spotted them coming. He managed to fire off a flare gun, got our attention, and we got up here as quick as we could. Now they're trapped inside. So, how do you want to play this? We thought about trying to lure him out here, since it'd be easier to kill him. But then we realized we probably ought to storm the place, to make sure they can't disappear on us. That makes sense, right? So, you want to lead the charge?
No one is going to do anything. Tell your men to stand down.
Are you kidding me? If we don't do something now, they're going to take that poor guy wherever it is they go. And we'll have failed. Again. Are you going to order the attack or not?
I'm giving you an order, soldier.
Maybe you don't understand. This ain't the military, and I don't have to take orders from you. Why are you so against this? You do know which side you're on, don't you?
You don't have all the information. I do. And I'm telling you, this isn't what it looks like. That man's not in danger.
You'd better be right. If you're not, that man's life is on your head. I'll have my men stand down. But you'd better get in there and make sure you're right.
What the fuck? Что вы тут делаете вообще?
Oh, thank God you're here. I was starting to worry we might not make it out of this mess.
How exactly did this happen?
I'm not suited for field work. I've said that over and over, and they sent me anyway. There was no indication that Wallace had been in contact with anyone or was aware that we might be watching him. If I'd known, I don't know. Maybe I'd have tried to handle things differently. I know he's potentially important to Phase 3 and all, but I'm not sure it's worth putting ourselves in harm's way.
Far as I can tell, you were only in harm's way because you screwed this up.
Look, I had the same intelligence reports as everyone else. No one saw this coming. I know they've been keeping an eye on him for years. Not sure how they originally found him, but probably don't want to know. But once they realized how smart he was and what an asset he could be for Phase 3, they watched pretty closely. I think they even fed him scientific material from time to time to see how good he was, you know, testing him, to see if he was Institute material. Let's just get Wallace and get out of here.
What do you mean, get Wallace? You don't have him already?
I know. There's just, well, there's a slight problem with that. He doesn't want to go with us. I was thinking, maybe you could try and talk to him.
No problem. I'm sure I can get him to see reason.
I hope so. We really need him.
Так, где он?
Broken.
You must be pretty excited being named
Mr. Wallace, I'm here to talk to you.
You're another one of them, aren't you? Are you a robot?
Please, try and relax. I know this is an unusual situation.
No! You're here to kidnap me! That's what you people do, isn't it? If you even are people. I've heard all the stories. I know exactly what happens to people when the Institute shows up. Well, it's not happening to me.
Hey, just calm down, okay? I just want to talk to you.
Fine, fine. What do you want from me?
The Institute needs your help, Mr. Wallace. It's as simple as that.
My help? With what?
The Institute has an engineering problem that your scientific expertise could help solve. In exchange for helping us out, you'd be granted access to the most advanced research facility imaginable. Whatever research you wanted to perform, anything, it's possible there. I promise. You'd be safe and secure in a way that's completely impossible anywhere else.
You'd be helping us create a better world.
That sounds good. Okay, fine. I'll go.
I'm looking forward to working for you, future director. Okay. I think we've got this under control now. Thanks. I mean, thanks for the assist.
You're gonna bring him in immediately, right?
Oh, yeah. Don't want him to start second-guessing the decision. I'll see you back in the Institute.
Интересное задание. Пойдем выполним это задание, оно, видимо, не такое масштабное. Никто и не заметит, я думаю.
Synth unit, you were scheduled for maintenance duty in SRB last night. Anything you'd like to report?
Nothing to report, sir. I carried out my
Hey,
duties.
it's me. So you're the one who sent the encrypted message. How did you even do that? I wasn't sure anyone on the surface would have a chance to crack Trinity. You know, the encryption algorithm.
I mean, no, he's not. But I was only...
What is it?
A friend named Tinker Tom cracked your encryption.
He must have had some serious hardware to pull that off. Wow. Your message was only one word. Friend. What did you mean by that?
Was that a stutter? Have you developed a defect, unit? Maybe you need to be reset.
Sir, I assure
The Railroad's in the business of helping synths too. That makes us friends.
What? The Railroad? As in the Railroad? I kept sending synths to the surface hoping someone would help them. I hoped the Railroad got to some of them, but I never knew for certain.
You saved a lot of synths.
So much to take in. But, wait. With you in the picture, I have this idea. To rescue a lot of synths. At once. But we'll need help. Where's he working now? Right. Let's go to the West Atrium. Probably best to talk about something else right now. You know my father thinks it's a living hell on the surface. But that can't be right. Heck, you look positively normal to me. No offense. I'm not
Sounds
sure
like
if we
those
could
readers
ever
at
make the surface
Libertalia were
actually a
quite a
decent
handful.
place to live. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't at least try to help, you know?
Liam.
Good. He's here. C-114. It's me.
Sir, do you require something?
It's okay, C-1. He's a friend. He's with the railroad.
Meeting here is dangerous. And you bring a stranger. You. How do I know we can trust you?
Because the members of the railroad have dedicated their lives to fight for your freedom.
I thought only Mr. Benet cared. But your friends actually fight for us?
That's what the railroad does, C1. He's from the surface.
I've never met another human willing to help. But, sir, we must make this quick.
Right now. How many synths want to escape, C1?
The ones I know for certain? 13.
That'll take forever. Let's free those 13 all in one go.
I would do anything for my people. But how do we get them to the teleporter? It's no good. The old maintenance tunnels that lead there are always sealed. By the SRB.
If I can find a way to open those doors, could you get your synths to the teleporter room?
Yes. We'll talk later. Someplace more secure.
Just a few.
Liam.
Just a few high-security doors, right? Controlled by cutting-edge SRB security tech. Yeah. A head-on hack is the sucker play. So we go at them sideways. You're willing to help, right? I can't do this alone.
Of course I'll help you.
Our core security architecture hasn't fundamentally changed from the old CIT days. The original security program was called Code Defender. Revolutionary stuff. We still have terminals running version 1, mothballed in storage. With some persuasion, I can get an old terminal to interface with the new security terminals. Enough to open doors, at least. Problem is, I can't even crack version 1. So I need a good old-fashioned username and a password. And that's nowhere to be found in the Institute. But if you could get me a pre-war admin password from the surface, I could log right in.
I'll find it for you.
That's great. Unfortunately, the obvious place to look won't work. The CIT ruins were picked clean years ago, but some of the admins had to live off campus. Ask your friends in the railroad. I need those login credentials.
Что-то он какое-то масштабное становится. Надо было с него начинать.
Hey, it's Bullseye. Bullseye's back.
I was power napping and whammo, it hit me. Got some ideas on how to kit out Deliverer.
Desdemona.
Make your super badass gun even more, well, more. So check out my stuff. Woo! CJ, as I told you, the molecular stabilization matrix held.
Funny, you didn't sound certain yesterday. It is really, really good to see you. Did it work? Did you make it inside the Institute?
I got there, and the Institute is paradise. Healthy people, clean, plenty to eat.
A paradise built on the backs of slavery is no paradise at all. In Tom's holotape, Did you make contact with Patriot?
I met Patriot. His name is Liam Benet.
I knew you'd get the job done. We need every scrap of intel you picked up in there. Write up a full report on Pam's terminal. After you're done, we'll analyze it and figure out the next step. Get to it.
Pam needs you in her room.
Make sure you're never followed here. It's all our asses if you are.
Confirming presence of rogue variable. Mission details commencing. After the combat action at Bunker Hill, a statistically significant number of Courser sightings have been reported. Conclusion: the Institute is actively looking for railroad assets. Stopgap solution: terminate Courser threats whenever possible.
Go on.
Target designated Courser Alpha is in a defended location with lower generation synth targets. Eliminate Courser variable, leaving no survivors. End of discussion.
Pam.
Preliminary analysis complete.
Anything we need to move on?
Affirmative. Codename Patriot requires admin credentials for Code Defender security software. Cross-indexing CIT security administrators with 2077 Commonwealth Census records. Filtering by surviving structures. One match found. Bergman. Wilfred. Bergman. Wilfred. Registered as co-owner of Cambridge Polymer Labs. Estimated 81% chance of login credentials being located at this facility.
Thanks, Pam.
Complement detected. Analysis irrelevant.
After you get the password report back here. With any luck, we'll have a game plan by then.
Ну тут еще прилично задание выходит.
Welcome to the Cambridge Polymer Labs. Employment opportunities await in the field of scientific research. Shall we begin your application now?
Sure, I'm game.
Let's begin the interview. Due to increased demands for staff in all fields, we have condensed the employment test accordingly. Question 1. Do you possess previous experience with polymer synthesis?
Sounds like you need me regardless, so let's get down to brass tacks.
Calculating test results. I am pleased to offer you the position of Sales Coordinator. Expect a loquacious future in haggling for military funding. Would you like the orientation before beginning your work in the labs?
No, let's just move it along.
Due to staffing needs, we can forego the orientation at this time. Please follow me to the research lab so that you may begin your work. Complimentary beverages are provided for employees. Please label any food or cigarettes you leave in the break room. Sales staff are provided with a business suit, the cost of which will be deducted from your first commission. Please take a moment to dress in your proper work attire and follow me into the clean room. The research staff will greet you on the other side of the clean room. Thank you for your attention and welcome to the team. Please enter the clean room. I have been instructed to inform you that Director Elwood has issued mandatory overtime due to uncompleted milestones. Consequently, staff will not be allowed to leave the labs until the piezonucleic lining project has been completed. Please report to the project lead, Dr. Elwood Woolham, for specific research assignment. Starting decontamination sequence.
Contamination detected. Initiating decontamination sequence. Scanning for contamination. Initiating decontamination.
Хотел его в прыжке, короче.
Sweet.
Half of you know this already, but something so big, I can't ask people to keep it secret any longer. The rumor is true. One of our agents has made it inside the Institute.
Is this what Tinker Tom was working on?
Yes, Tom's work is related, but the device and the assembly was the Wanderer's doing. After the device was assembled, he made it inside the Institute, and then back out.
Where is the Institute?
We're not sure exactly. Best guess is that it's somewhere under the old CIT, but they've been using a teleportation device to get in and out, so it could be anywhere.
What did he find out?
I know you all have questions, but I've said everything I'm going to. But know this, the ops you're planning and running now are the most important of our lives. We have a chance at rescuing more synths than we ever dreamed of, so get it done.
Hey you, Randolph's safe house has been MIA since Switchboard, but now we got one of their dead drops tagged. Des wants you to check it out.
Up top, you gotta be careful. Never know when you're being watched.
Excellent work. On our side, we've gone through your report. It was extraordinary. So many pieces of the puzzle clicked into place. Our final analysis indicates the Institute is far more formidable than we ever feared or imagined. If we stage a mass breakout, Patriot's 13 synths will undoubtedly be the last we ever save. Instead, we use this one chance to rescue all the synths. Every last one of them.
Is that even possible?
Hopefully, Patriot's core escape plan will scale up. If it can't, well, we'll deal with it as it comes. The Institute will never let their slaves go without a fight. So the heart of our problem is manpower. Even if we call in all our agents, and we will, we won't be able to hold our own against the Institute for long. Talk with C-114. If the synths down there want freedom, they must fight and risk their lives to earn it.
Understood.
Good. Which leads us to a delicate subject. As much as we owe Patriot, we can't be certain how committed he is. If he learns we're willing to kill to free synths, he may not have the stomach for it. So get what you need from him and then cut him loose. Good luck. We're all with you.
Hey you, Randolph's safe house has been MIA since Switchboard, but now we got one of their dead drops tagged. Des wants you to check it out.
Checking out dead drops is your job.
Not when it could be a big old trap from the Institute. Once you take care of the dead drop, report in to Des.
You're the real deal. You actually made it inside the Institute.
Если так дальше пойдет, то институт накроется. Что-то я этого не хочу. Будем делать, посмотреть, сейчас будем выполнять задания из-за института, а потом посмотрим, как дело пойдет. Интересно, провалятся эти задания или нет?
For goodness sake, be reasonable. I know you can hear me. Now open this door.
What's the use? I'm sure some of the others will question your appointment as our next director. Don't let it bother you.
What's going on?
Dr. Higgs and Dr. Loken have decided to protest your appointment as father's successor. They've taken control of the bioscience security systems and cut off our food supply.
Have they made any demands?
Not yet, but I expect they'll demand that you renounce all ties to the Institute.
Maybe I can reason with them.
I believe I can help with that. I can unlock the maintenance tunnel that leads to the bioscience observation room. From there, you should be able to communicate with Higgs and Logan. If you can't reason with them, you can use this holotape to access the command functions on the observation room terminal. That should give you some options. Just please, try to talk to them first. Use violence only as a last resort. Here we are. Just give me a moment. There, it's unlocked.
Hostile sensor reading. Where did you go? Upper limb actuator damaged.
Primary sensor critically damaged. Human critical failure.
Как он забавно бил меня.
Aha! I thought I heard something. Made it past the guards, Impressive.
Dr. Higgs.
If you've come to change our minds, then you're wasting your time.
I know you're angry, but there's a better way to handle this.
Oh, you're wrong. You see, I've tried talking. For years, I've suggested that we do things differently here, but nobody listens. Let's see if anyone can afford to ignore me now.
Father believes in me. The least you can do is give me a chance.
How could you hope to lead us when you hardly know anything about what we do? I'm sure you mean well, but you must see that it's an impossible task.
I'm under no illusion that this will be easy.
Your determination is admirable, if misguided. The truth is simply this. You have no idea what it means to be the director of the Institute.
Can't you at least give me a chance?
A chance? What do you think, Max?
Even the most fastidious researcher must sometimes take a leap of faith. I say let's give it a try.
Very well, then. Open the door, and let's return to the fold.
Since, abort command override and resume normal functions.
No way to pick this. Can't pick this.
I honestly thought Dr. Lee or Dr. Holdren would be appointed to succeed Father.
Newton.
Bravo. I admit I was fearing for the worst, but I can see that I underestimated you.
I'm starting to get used to that.
I apologize. I won't doubt you again. There is one further matter to discuss. Obviously, some kind of disciplinary action must be taken here. The question of what form it takes is up to you.
There's no need to drag this out. I believe they learned their lesson.
Your compassion and understanding speak well of you. I'll take that holotape back. I also wanted to offer you something as a more personal expression of gratitude. I know that your work often takes you to the surface where supplies are scarce. I gathered these items together for you. I think you'll find them useful.
There's no need to gloat. I'm man enough to admit that I lost.
We don't usually welcome outsiders. I hope you can appreciate your good fortune.
Ah, there you are. I cannot express how pleased I am. Our new guest is familiarizing himself with his surroundings. Yet he's already pointed out several inefficiencies in our methods. With his help, Phase 3 will be ready in no time. And it's all thanks to you.
I'm proud to help the Institute. Here's hoping it all pays off.
At this point, there is no doubt. It will succeed, and very shortly. There is one more part for you to play, and I think you might enjoy it. It is time to announce our presence to the Commonwealth, to request that they do not interfere with our plans. You should be the one to do it.
That's a good idea. Hopefully we can prevent violence and save some lives.
Yes, that is one goal. And if you are to be the new director of the Institute, you should be the one to do it. We've prepared some remarks for you to record. Once you're finished, we'll broadcast them to the entire Commonwealth. Use the microphone here and follow the script. It's quite simple. I'm sure you'll do fine, Father.
For years now, you have suspected that the Institute still exists, that we are among you. It is true, but it is not the whole truth. We're here, and we are here to help. Our superior technology represents the future of the Commonwealth. Today, we activate our nuclear reactor, ensuring that we will persevere long after the world above ground ceases to exist, ensuring that mankind has a future. We have no desire to interfere in the unimportant details of your daily lives. We simply insist that you do not interfere with Institute operations. To do so would result in dire consequences. Rest easy. Know that the future is in safe hands, and that mankind will thrive under our guidance.
Well, that was interesting. Perhaps not what we originally intended, but it will certainly get your point across. Now it's time to make sure that everyone hears it. How would you feel about making a little trip to Diamond City?
What do you want with Diamond City?
Nothing with the city itself. This is a bit of a shortcut, actually. The radio station in Diamond City is listened to by many in the Commonwealth. If we'd like the people to hear what we have to say, it's the best way to reach them. Before we preempt their broadcasts, we need to ensure it reaches the maximum range possible. I've been assured that the necessary parts are on site. You'll just need to install them to boost the broadcasting power. Report back when you're done. We should be ready by then.
Всем по барабану, что я телепортировался сюда, да? Что я вообще телепортировался.
А?
Ага. Походу это конец. Stranger.
I haven't forgotten what you've done for me.
Да, конечно.
I'll need to find those radio parts.
Things with Scarlet didn't really, work out. But that's fine.
Ты вообще чё?
No wonder it isn't broadcasting at full power.
You think the radio sounds better these days? I'm not getting nearly as many complaints.
Какой-то усилитель требует, что ли? По-моему, это вообще другое задание.
reporting status. All functions normal.
Я понял, что от меня хотят. Они хотят, чтобы я убил синтов. Это другое задание, поэтому мы его отложим пока что. Может, оно провалится потом.
Oh, you.
Hey there.
This better be an emergency. Shan, what have I told you about keeping the lake clean? Don't make me shut down this little stand of yours.
Every drop of water that comes out of that filter is 100% pure. Why's a legitimate businessman like myself always gotta be hassled by city regulation, huh?
It's a health hazard, Shang.
It's a profit hazard is what I say. I manage the water, and I'll do it without your interference, thank you very much.
You hear about the battle between the Brotherhood and Institute?
Hi there.
The one at
Can't
Bunker
talk
Hill?
now. Some other
Bunch
time.
of people got killed or something. Total bloodbath.
I'll need to find those radio parts. No wonder it isn't broadcasting at full power. No wonder it isn't broadcasting at full
Things
power.
with Scarlet didn't really, work out. but that's fine.
Okay, let's try this. Maybe this goes here? Alright, in you go.
You think the radio sounds better these days? I'm not getting nearly as many complaints. Oh, hey. How are you?
Sounds like those raiders at Libertalia were quite a handful.
Good to see you.
Так, это куда вообще попал-то? Что у нас тут? Злодейское собрание, да?
Enjoy your trip to the big city. It's done then? The transmitter has been modified.
Everything is in place. It's ready to go when we are.
Good. Once the reactor is online, we'll cut into their broadcast. I'll let you do the honors.
This, my friends, is the moment we've all worked towards. After all your effort, the time has finally come to start our reactor. No longer will we be forced to compromise to survive. No more will we need worry about outpacing our resources. My father and I couldn't be more proud of what you have helped us accomplish. And we look forward to achieving even greater things in the future. The Institute is now truly mankind's best hope. Thank you. All of you.
Но я себе это по-другому представлял.
Perhaps someday our synths can reclaim the Commonwealth. Hard to believe. After all those years of hard work, here we are. We've arrived. Look what you've made possible.
Now that the reactor works, what's next for the Institute?
We'll get to that. There's more work to be done before the Institute's future is guaranteed. The Directorate has convened a meeting about how to proceed. I'm not going to attend. You should be there as director. Someday, Father, this will all be yours.
I have to admit,
It's really exciting having you here. I can't wait to see what you can do.
There's no need to gloat. I suppose I'll never be trusted again.
We're quite fortunate to have the city's us.
We are honored to welcome you here.
Father has done remarkable things.
I would not exist were it not for him.
If you encounter a hazardous chemical spill, please alert the Facilities Division immediately.
Unit
May I be the first to
B592 is
welcome you, sir.
undergoing the
We're looking
reclamation
forward to
process
working
as we
with you.
speak. Before long, he'll be back in the workforce.
I'm happy to be here, Dr. Fillmore. I hope I do the position justice.
I'm sure you will.
Right now, we're all here because it's finally time to stand up for ourselves.
Let's not be dramatic, Justin.
There's nothing dramatic about it. We're in a position to push back, to assert ourselves here. That's what we've talked about all along.
To bring you up to speed, obviously there are groups in the Commonwealth that stand in opposition to the Institute's goals. With the reactor now online, we have the ability to not only expand synth production, but to project power to a much greater degree.
Where are you going with this? What's the Institute's goal?
Well, the Directorate has agreed that steps must be taken to ensure our safety in the long run.
Let's not beat around the bush. The Directorate has agreed that the Brotherhood of Steel needs to be eliminated.
As the incoming director, we felt it important to inform you of the decision and get your thoughts on it. So, where do you stand?
I think the last thing the Institute needs now is to make things worse. We should be trying to avoid conflict, not starting it.
I would love to see that big airship fly off over the horizon, but it's not gonna happen. The conflict is already upon us. Unless we end it now, it's only going to get worse.
We really don't have a choice. If we're to emerge from this the victors, we need to move quickly. As director, it's up to you and how we focus our efforts in achieving this goal. We'd like your input on what direction we should take. Do we increase synth production or focus on weapons development?
What would the results of this choice be? I'd like to make a well-informed decision.
Well, if we increase synth production, we'd be able to deploy more of them to the Commonwealth to aid in our operations. Weapon development would improve the weapons we have available to us now, making our synths more effective in the field. Which would you prefer we focus on?
I've seen enough to know that weapons are the key to winning wars. Let's focus on weapons development.
As you wish. The Advanced Systems folks will get to work immediately. Thank you very much for your time, sir. That's all we have for the moment. I believe Father wished to speak with you once our meeting concluded.
Okay, I don't agree with Father's decision, but I'll accept it.
Как-то все так вышло, что теперь я управляю институтом. Я вообще такого представить не мог себе даже. Теперь я рулю всем. Лол.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace.
My compliments on getting V592 back to us so quickly.
Good to see you.
We got more than enough.
Ah, there you are. You've met with the Directorate. I assume they made their intentions known? It was difficult for them to reach the decision to engage in open hostility. What about you? You agree with their decision?
There's no good answer. Taking action puts us at risk, but inaction could be deadly.
And yet, as a leader, you must make those hard choices. You know, Father, it's no secret that you worked with the Railroad in order to first reach the Institute. The depth of your involvement with them has been called into question repeatedly. I'm sure you can guess by whom. The question is, where do you stand with them now? Do you count them amongst your allies?
I can't lie. They are allies.
Well, I appreciate your honesty. I won't ask for details. I'm sure I don't want to know. But these people, with their twisted ideology, they seek to undermine everything the Institute stands for. Surely you can see that.
They're determined, and they won't stop. I'm sure they'd burn this whole place to the ground to free the synths.
I know. I've been dealing with them far longer than you have. Surely you can see that you can no longer work with them. That the time has come to put an end to them, for our sake, for our future. I'm afraid this is an order. The Railroad leadership needs to be eliminated. I expect a report when it's done.
Да, я тоже так думаю, что надо убить, короче, они какие-то нервные.
Desdemona has an op for you.
Something on your mind? You don't look so good.
Do you trust me?
Trust is a scarce commodity in our organization. Let me answer you like this. I have put our future, and the future of all synths, in your hands. I didn't do that lightly. And you haven't given me a reason to regret that decision.
Nothing. Everything's fine.
If you say so.
Desdemona.
Something on your mind? You don't look so good.
The Institute has ordered me to kill you. All of you.
I guess they consider us a real threat after all. I suppose we should be flattered. So really, the question is, what are you going to do about it?
You're alive, so what do you think?
I think you didn't answer the question. Things have progressed faster than we expected. You need to stall them. Buy time any way you can. And step up your operation with Patriot. That's all we can do. Good luck.
Окей. До свидания.
Sam!
Over here!
Печально, конечно.
Pam.
Systems locked. Building statistical model for Operation Tea Party.
Oh.
All processes are busy.
Pam.
Analyzing. Solving for theta n when I approaches probability bounds.
Ладно, до свидания.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
And so, the work is done. I am sorry. I know it was likely difficult for you.
It needed to be done, and so it's done.
Make no mistake. It's never that easy. Not for any of us. There is obviously one final threat the Institute faces.
What is it? What's this last threat?
Well, perhaps it's not that obvious after all. The Brotherhood of Steel covets technology, and has made it clear that we cannot peacefully coexist. They will eventually come for us, and attempt to take what we've spent so long creating. We need to destroy them before they can destroy us.
You're right. We take the fight to them.
I'm glad you agree. But the problem with the Brotherhood of Steel goes beyond the edges of the Commonwealth. It's not enough to destroy them here.
There are more of them out there in the world, Father. And they too will come for us.
We can defeat them now, we can defeat them again, if we have to.
Possibly, yes. But it would be smarter to put an end to it now. We will show them that if they interfere with us, the very technology they value so highly will be turned against them. We will teach them that we can appear at a moment's notice, wherever we please, and they cannot ever stop us. They will know better than to ever interfere with us again.
So we're just going to attack them?
There's a plan that's a little more involved than that. Dr. Lee should be expecting you in her lab. She can fill you in on the details. Time is of the essence.
Stranger.
Your presence here is a great gift, not just to
At last, we have power adequate to our needs.
Dr. Lee.
What can I do for you?
Sean says it's time.
Ah, that. Well, let's get to it. Dr. Orman, over here, please. It's time.
What now? I'm still working over the code that the robotics sent over. The algorithm is a mess. It's not even close to peak efficiency.
It would seem we've run out of time. Let's go. We're going to cover the basics of the operation as it stands now. Dr. Orman has done most of the prep work, so I'll let her explain.
Okay, thanks. Is this really exciting, or is it just me? So, you know that the Brotherhood's main operation is at the airport, right?
What can you tell me about the airport?
Well, there are a few key buildings that are still structurally sound, but no pre-war aircraft are still in service. If they were a little less intelligent, we wouldn't even be talking about this. We'd have just swarmed them with synths. But they're not idiots. They've managed to generate an EM field that's messing with our ability to relay in.
So we just relay onto the airship and sabotage it.
Won't do us any good. There's no direct connection between their robot and the airship, so the immediate area around their encampment is a no-go. They don't, however, have the entire airport covered. We can relay you in to a point at the edge of the airport, and then you can get in and take down the generators.
We'll have the element of surprise, if nothing else.
Exactly. You'll have surprise on your side. Should give you some time before they can organize a real defense. For every generator you take down, it means we can start relaying in synths, giving you even more of an advantage. And, oh! I almost forgot. Take these.
Oh, thanks. Grenades. Sure, I can always use grenades.
No, they're not grenades. This thing, and I haven't come up with a good name for it yet, it basically deploys a beacon marker. Wherever they land, we can lock onto them and relay synths directly to that position. If there's a hotspot, you can drop synths right on it. We've only got a few of these, so put them to good use. Don't go tossing them into the bay.
Okay, that's pretty good. I'm impressed.
I know, right? I mean, thanks. I thought it was neat. But still, it's just to help. Your real job will be to reach Liberty Prime. You know the deal with that, right?
What's Liberty Prime?
Dr. Lee can give you the rundown.
Yes, well, the Brotherhood discovered him. An old pre-war military project that never saw the light of day due to power problems that couldn't be solved. With my assistance, they were able to get his reactor running and use him against their enemies.
That's quite an achievement.
In objective terms, yes, it was. But the things I went through, that project included, ultimately caused me to seek out something better. It's what led me to the Commonwealth and to the Institute. The point here is that in designing the power system for the robot, I had full knowledge of every onboard system. I know exactly what it is capable of and precisely how to exploit those capabilities.
We've taken everything we know, made a few modifications based on what we think they've done with it in the past 10 years. And, this part was my idea, uploaded the whole thing into a modified synth, capable of delivering the virus directly into Liberty Prime. The little guy is going to be exposed and vulnerable, so you'll have to keep an eye on him. Make sure he doesn't get shot, you know?
What exactly is this virus going to do for us?
Well, if nothing else, it'll take over the weapon systems, and establish their airship as a primary target. You can figure out what happens next. So your end goal is ultimately pretty simple. Get to the robot, then hold the position while the synth does his thing. Oh, and don't worry, we'll pull you out of there before everything explodes.
If you have any questions, now's the time to ask. Otherwise, they'll be waiting for you in the relay room.
What happens to Liberty Prime after this?
They'll be destroyed along with the rest of the Brotherhood.
Have we got a plan B?
We don't need a plan B. This will work. Anything else?
No questions. Let's do this.
Very well. Good luck to you.
Dr. Lee might not show it, but I can tell she's excited about having the reactor online.
Nothing to report, sir.
It must make you proud to see all that Father has done, all that he has built.
Just as you gave life to Father, he gave life to many.
Что-то я не понимаю, что они хотят от меня.
fun? Huh? I can do this all day. Huh?
Какого фига задание пропало? Короче, я думаю, надо изнутри как-то. На лифте поднимемся. Нифига они мощные. Stranger.
They can't hide from us.
Area sweep, now.
Surprise assault, fan out.
That.
They can't hide from us. Leave no... Search the... Search the area. Area sweep, now. Surprise assault, fan out. Search the area.
For Elder Max! This is our brotherhood!
The heck? What was that?
Kill my...
Leave no survivors!
Your destruction is inevitable. The sensitivity of my sensors clearly needs adjustment. Movement detected. Curious.
Can't breathe!
Combat subroutine. Eliminating all hostiles.
No! No, please!
Terminating any hostile life form. Following Institute protocol. Eliminating hostile.
For the Brotherhood!
I'm under attack.
Attacking hostile.
Engaging Texas Institute is Signs detected. Attack efficiency decreased.
What was that?
Attacking enemy.
The heck? What was that?
Combat initiated.
Godless freaks! Die!
Statistically speaking, your survival is improbable. Please stand still.
Leave no mutant alive!
Assessing damage.
Weapons ready!
Fire at will!
Operational.
Жена весь в бинтах.
Engaging.
Safety's on. Light 'em up. My arm.
Whoever or whatever you are, I will be defeated. Damn it, I am the victim of violence. Unit critically damaged. You must be terminated. Contact detected. Appear my target has disappeared.
Take them all out.
Movement detected. Curious.
Die, you metal freaks!
Stealth capabilities. Fascinating. They were wise to flee.
А где я тут проходил-то? А, вот здесь.
kill.
Meeting detected.
Fall back! Fall back!
I must end your existence.
They can't hide from us.
Wait.
Right here.
What was that?
Victory.
Where did you? I am no longer detecting an enemy presence.
Falling back.
Is someone present? Engaging hostile life form. Your termination is inevitable.
Any suffering you may incur.
Taking damage. I'm hit.
Engaging. A regrettable occurrence.
Signs detected.
Так, и где-то что-то забыл там сзади. А, я понял где. Вот эту штуку, наверное. А, его уничтожили уже. Здесь где-то одна еще.
Attack
Что-то куда-то я тороплюсь, короче. Надо спокойнее.
Relay complete. Virus proceeding to target. Initiating transfer. Please defend this position. Initiating.
Core system. Initializing. Hostile software detected. Communist subversion likely.
Accessing central processor.
Targeting. Parameters. Offline. Recalibrating.
Finalizing upload in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Operation complete. Shutting down.
Updated tactical assessment. When Chinese presence detected. Aerial incursion by communist forces cannot succeed. Initiating directive 7395. Destroy all communists.
Time to go, sir. We're relaying to a safe location.
У меня даже патроны начали кончаться. Давно не закупал. Шикарно. Как это? Век бы смотрел. Но пора идти.
Hello, Sean.
Ah. There you are. I've already heard the news.
But of course you wouldn't be here if it weren't a success. I'm glad it worked, but I'm glad you're safe.
We're all safe now.
For now. Yes, but there will always be threats. You must remain vigilant. Allie has always been loyal to the Institute, and to me. You can rely on her for help. Once I'm gone, it's all up to you.
There's gotta be something more we can do for you.
No, this is what I want. It's all right. Don't worry about me. You need to look ahead. Focus on the future. Our time together has been strange, hasn't it? I spent years wondering what you were like. Thinking about all we missed out on. I want you to know that I'm grateful for the time we've had.
I'm glad I found you.
As am I. Thank you, Father. You've helped a boy achieve his dreams. I think I'd like to sleep now.
I've lost Sean. All over again. I close my eyes. I see my life before all of this. Before the bombs. Everything can change in an instant, and the future you plan for yourself shifts, whether or not you're ready. At some point, it happens to all of us. This wasn't the world I wanted, but it was the one I found myself in. The Commonwealth. My home. Ripped apart and put back together. I hoped I could find my family, cheat time, make us whole again. The way we were. But now I know. I know I can't go back. I know the world has changed. That the road ahead will be hard. This time, I'm ready. Because I know war. War never changes.
Вот и все. Конец. Там только эти побочки остались.
Dean.
Why don't you go see Dr. Fillmore? I'll take care of things here.
Ну, в общем, найс, все. Мне игра очень сильно понравилась, конечно же. Но печально всегда, когда проходишь так игры. В конце так охота, чтобы типа продолжалось, но она закончилась. Окей. Ну ладно, я потом, наверное, побочки выполню как-нибудь сам. А на этом мы закончим наше прохождение. Вот такие вот дела. Игра закончилась и все. Ладно, всем пока.